Hey everybody, what's up? It's Matthew. Thanks for checking in again. One of the things I never expected about starting this podcast on YouTube and becoming a D-rate celebrity, A would be Tom Cruise and B would be, I don't know, Nicolas Cage and on. It goes down to D-level celebrities like myself. I've never been recognized at an airport or anything like that. But enough people watch the channel that occasionally what happens is people mail me things, and that's always a bit of a strange experience. So today, what I thought I would do is I would do my first edition of what may become something of an ongoing subplot on this channel. Things that you mailed me. Okay, so this happens enough that I want to share some of the things that you've mailed me. Packages that usually come to the church with my name on them. Please don't be weird about that. But if you want to mail me things, then I will open them in this new little subplot, or at least review them. So I'm going to run a little video here on the side of the screen of some things that you've sent me lately. So here it is, and we will start off with this nice bag of Jonathan Edwards related coffee. I did not know such a thing exists, but apparently it does. Certain people, they collect a certain thing. Let's say it's turtles or, I don't know, porcupines or whatever, and then frogs, whatever. People send them that kind of stuff, and they just get it all the time. So for me, people know that I love Jonathan Edwards, so now I get Jonathan Edwards things all the time. Here's a little mug that I got from somebody else, little Jonathan Edwards mug. People see these things out and about, and they send them my way. Coffee seems to be a bit of a running theme here. In fact, let me stop this and go back here, because this is actually pretty cool, this Jonathan Edwards coffee. Reach out to Cami at reformedroasters.com if you're interested in hearing the gospel. I love the fact that they actually put the gospel on the back there, along with this nice description of who Jonathan Edwards is. I think there's a running theme of reformers and other Puritans and things like that. This one is reformedroasters.com. So if you're interested in what reformedroasters.com is doing, love the pun there. Simmers in the hands of an angry God. Got it. Love it. Well done. That's excellent. Let's jump ahead then, shall we, to this next one here, another bag of coffee. Now, I don't get this one as much. I believe that this is another reformer, perhaps John Calvin on the cover there, though he looks to be spinning some kind of an album. Is that what he's doing? It's John Calvin as a disc jockey, I think. LF Jewel Roasters from Davenport, Iowa sent me this coffee, so thank you to you guys as well. You probably notice, and please don't be insulted, that I have not consumed the coffee. I am an avid coffee consumer. I am consuming coffee at this very moment right now, but I don't know, these gifts, I think of them as a little bit more sentimental rather than to be used. Now here's another Jonathan Edwards one. This was sent to me from a friend called Dong. That's his name, D-O-N-G. He's of Chinese origin. Now living in Canada, loves Reformed theology, and he sent me this nice coffee mug from Reformation Heritage Books. Jonathan Edwards mugs abound here in my office. Nice one right here. Oops, we're getting ahead again. And continuing with the theme of Jonathan Edwards stuff. Now this one is really, really cool. And sometimes some of the things I get in the mail are really neat. And again, you all just randomly, this is not stuff I asked for. I didn't say send me the stuff. It just comes my way. This is from my colleague, T. David Gordon, who's an amazing scholar. He's the one who wrote the book, Why Johnny Can't Preach and Why Johnny Can't Sing Hymns. He's in my presbytery here in Ascension. He sent me this really cool, and I've got it right over my shoulder here, this really cool little edition of Jonathan Edwards on Revival. Awesome, awesome little book. I barely want to touch it because it looks like the cover is about to fall off here. But man, that is so cool. Whenever people find little Jonathan Edwards things, they send them my way. So this one here, and I love the revival writings. This one is a little edition of Some Thoughts on the Revival. A great book that I've very much enjoyed, and I'm putting into the Edwards Study Bible. So there's going to be some content from that here. Now this is really cool here. This is an entire Greek New Testament that a man named Wayne Mitchell has done himself. I'm going to pause this. He published this with Xulon Books, Xulon Books, which is a self publication. And by the way, I don't have anything wrong with self-publications. I've done some of that myself. Sometimes that's the best way to just skip the publisher. So many people do that these days that I find no fault in it. I think it's an excellent way to get your stuff out there. And some people even make a lot more money self-publishing than they do with a traditional publisher. But this guy, Wayne Mitchell here, he came up with his own Greek New Testament. Not entirely sure why he did what he did here with his Greek New Testament, but I take it to mean that he wasn't exactly satisfied with some of the other Greek New Testaments on the market. Maybe he disagreed with some of the decisions, the editorial decisions that they made. And look here, man, he's done a really excellent job. This is a pretty good edition here. It's got nice font and layout. Of course, I'm struggling to hold this with one hand as I'm filming that video with my cell phone. But a really nice key down here of lots of information. So Wayne has done just a marvelous job on this this particular edition here. If you want to grab this, you can get it on Amazon. It's available for you. I'm not 100% sure what makes this Greek New Testament unique. It does have a nice little foreword in there, and a personal letter came from Mr. Mitchell. Other than that, I have not really used it, but I'm grateful that he took the time to do that. Along the line of self-published books, sometimes people send me their books that they've worked on or are working on. Again, most of these I have not had the time to read. That's why I'm just featuring them here in this video. This is Thoughts for Young Ladies, Fatherly Wisdom for a Faithful Generation by Greg Churchley. Okay, I can't say much about it other than that it is some kind of an attempt, I believe, to, well, let's look at some of the endorsements here. We've got an endorsement from Joe Kohler, pastor of Howell Bible Church in Howell, Michigan, and Dr. Steve Witter, pastor of First Baptist Church in Fremont. Okay. And Greg and his wife are blessed with 5 daughters, thus his passion for writing for young ladies. I think it's something sort of like an homage to J.C. Ryle's Thoughts for Young Men here. So Greg sent that out to me, hoping to get a little publication, which I'm glad to give you today. Here's another couple. Well, actually, before we go on to what Tyler has done, look at this. This is great here. I have a friend called Jason who regularly watches my channel, and he sent me a couple of things, and here is one of them, the Book of Psalms for Worship. And look at that. He put my name on the cover. Now, this is the RPCNA Psalter, and I love this one. It's really, really great. It's a little bit updated from the one that we use at Gospel Fellowship here. And I've talked about Psalters before on this channel. But that's really cool, man. Thank you so much, Jason, for sending that out my way. Finally, wrapping up with a couple more books here. You can see here by the little not for resale band that these are somewhat of drafts on Amazon's Do-It-Yourself Create Space forum, which I too have used from time to time. Tyler Eggleston sent me a couple of his books, Biblical Studies of a Street Chaplain. Pretty cool. It says Tyler is an ordained chaplain and passionate street preacher and lay Bible scholar, and he's put some thoughts together from some of his ministry there on the street. Some of you might find that an interesting thing to read. And one more of his little books here, 40 Days of Scripture and Prayer. Again, you can tell it's kind of in draft form there. But it contains a bunch of little devotionals as well as a sermon from Charles Spurgeon. So thank you, Tyler, for sending me that. And then a couple more things here. Devotions of Jonathan Edwards. Somebody found this, I think, in a used library or estate sale or something like that. It's one of those old books. Smells a little old, but man, it's got some cool little devotions from Jonathan Edwards. Wish this was still in print. Somebody should probably get that out in print again because that's kind of a cool little collection of short thoughts excerpted from Edwards' writings. And I believe this is the last one here. This also came with that nice Edwards mug that my friend Dong sent me here. It's a tiny little Puritan tractlet from Reformation Heritage Books. Our friend is over there doing great things. So guys, thanks for sending me your stuff. I'm glad to receive it and give you a little notoriety here on my channel. If you do want to send me anything, don't send it to my house. Send it to the church, and you can find us online. All right, thanks for checking in. Love you lots. Talk to you later.